Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another line review, and today's line that I'm going to be reviewing is Ariana Grande's Perfume line. So this is celebrity fragrances, and I just wanted to share all of the ones that I have from her perfumes and just kind of give you a little bit of chit chat of each one and how I feel about them. Before I begin with this video, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on fragrance, beauty, self-care, and body care. If you're into that type of content, then please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I appreciate all of the love and the support. With that said, let's go ahead and let's get started with today's review. Okay, so I am going to start off in the order that I picked up Ariana Grande fragrances, and I'm going to start off with one that I no longer have in my collection. I got rid of it, not because it's not good, but just because it felt a little bit too young for me, but it's still very cute, very pretty, and that is Sweet Like Candy. I will be putting a picture up on the screen of how the bottle looks. It's a very cute bottle. It has a little puff ball, and I find those bottles adorable. So the main accords for that one are sweet, vanilla, fruity, powdery, and lactonic. The top notes are blackberry, pear, and bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, frangipani, honeysuckle, and jasmine, and the base notes are vanilla and cashmere wood. This fragrance is very sweet, very creamy. That marshmallow in there and the whipped cream give it like a very smooth texture, very fluffy, creamy texture, and it's very sweet. The only reason I got rid of it again is because I think that that fragrance is perfect for someone in their teen years. I would say any young girl from the age of like 10 to 17, 18 would rock that beautifully because it's a very cute, girly scent. I just wore it a couple times and I didn't feel like it really went with me. I tend to look for a little bit more like deepness in a fragrance, a little bit more sexiness in a fragrance, and not just super fruity. But I think that it's really nice, and that's the only one I think I decluttered from the ones that I have bought from her line. Next up, I went ahead and I purchased Ari, and this one is amazing and I love it so much, and I will always have this in my collection. So this one also has the little puffball on it, and I think that it is just gorgeous. This fragrance is just stunning. For a celebrity fragrance, I think that this is just beautiful. The main accords are sweet, fruity, powdery, and citrus. Top notes are raspberry, pear, and grapefruit. Middle notes are vanilla, orchid, lily of the valley, and rose. And the base notes are marshmallow, musk, and woody notes. So you still have marshmallow like in Sweet Like Candy. You have pear. In here you have a little bit more floral notes. The woody notes really help it out, and that raspberry in here is just my favorite. It opens up with that grapefruit, so it has a little bit of like a citrusy opening with the raspberry that has a little bit of tartness, and the pear, so it's very juicy, very sweet. It's so good. It's, to me, this one is flirty, but it can also be a beautiful scent for if you're just doing like Netflix and chill, if you're with your date, significant other, and you guys are just cuddling and just together. This is the perfect scent that I would recommend for close encounters like that, for being close and snuggling up with someone, because it's not a beast mode type of fragrance. It's just sweet and inviting. It might be a little bit too sweet for some people, but I feel like the raspberry and the opening notes add fruitiness to it, so it's not cloying to me at all. And then the marshmallow gives it that bouncy, like just fluffy texture. I love it so, so much. The next one that I have in my collection, and I took out the little heart from the bottom, so I will be putting the original packaging on the screen as well. This one is Thank You Next, and I really just like it like this, simple without the heart, but it can be cute with the heart as well. I just tend to take out the little holders that they come in. The main accords for Thank You Next are sweet, coconut, vanilla, fruity, and almond. Now, top notes are raspberry and pear, middle notes are coconut and pink rose, and the base notes are macaroons and musk. This one is, I usually save this one for summer because I really love the raspberry coconut combination in this one. It gives me like beach vibes and something in here. I don't know what it is because there's really nothing that adds spice, but for a little bit before the dry down comes through, it comes off like a spicy coconut. Maybe it's the tartness from the raspberry mixing with the coconut that's giving it that effect. The coconut in this fragrance makes it, to me, tropical. It reminds me of just the sun, the beach, warm weather. I wouldn't really pull this out in the fall or winter, even though you can wear fragrances whenever you want to, it doesn't matter. But I love to kind of go off of whatever theme, whatever season is currently in the year. So I love this one for summer. That raspberry in there is just amazing. This one's just a very sweet coconut. In the first opening of the fragrance, it's a little bit spicy, but that goes away and you're left with the sweetest milky coconut scent with raspberry. Super girly, super just beautiful. It just makes me think of all things pink and fluffy mixed with a little bit of beach and coconut. So next up we have Ariana Grande's Cloud, and this one is probably my most used up from the Ariana Grande collection. My husband loves this fragrance. This is one of his favorite fragrances that I own, and every time that I put it on, he compliments me and he just loves it so much. So the main accords for Cloud are sweet, lactonic, vanilla, and coconut. Top notes are lavender, pear, bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, and vanilla orchid. And the base notes are musk and woody notes. And this one is known to be a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540, which I have always said that yes, they are very close in the way that they vibe and the smell that they give off. Oh, it's so good. This is a very unique fragrance. I don't think that there is any celebrity fragrance that you're going to find that smells like this. She did an amazing job with this. This is such good quality, not a generic celebrity fragrance at all. And it does remind me of Baccarat Rouge 540, but the coconut in here just gives it a creamy, sweeter vibe than the original Baccarat Rouge 540. But if you want a great dupe, if you want that vibe, this is a great one. This is airy, it's sweet. The coconut in here is beautiful. The lavender in this one is a little bit, I get a lot of lavender in this one, but this one is great for everyday wear. This one's great to go on a date. This one's great for pretty much year round. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I definitely recommend picking this one up from her line. Next up, I purchased Ariana Grande's God Is a Woman. I took out the holder in this one as well, and as you guys can see, it has a pretty good dent, and there's a reason for that. This is not my favorite release from her. The main accords are fruity, sweet, musky, aquatic, powdery, floral, woody, vanilla, fresh, and iris. Top notes are pear and ambrette. Middle notes are orris and Turkish rose, and the base notes are sandalwood and Madagascar vanilla. This one is beautiful. This one, it's nice. This one reminds me a lot of Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar. It reminds me a lot of Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. It's just a very juicy pear, but also fluffy fragrance. And the smell is beautiful. I ended up actually liking it a lot more than when I first got this one. The only problem I have with this one, and the reason why I have such a big dent, is because it doesn't last on me. So I'll put it on and maybe an hour or two later, I don't smell anything on me anymore. So maybe it's just me that I'm getting like nose blind to it, and maybe other people can still smell it. My husband compliments me on this one all the time as well, and he says that he really likes this one too. So this one is just a very heavy concentrated pear fragrance with creamy, fluffy texture to it, and it's just, imagine cloud mixed with, if you have smelled Radiant Nectar from Clean Reserve, that's kind of the vibes that I get in this one. It's a little musky, it's sweet, it's fluffy, and the pear is very juicy and just beautiful. It's a very pretty scent, and I think for it being a celebrity fragrance and being affordable, I would recommend it. But I don't know if I would repurchase this one once I run out. I don't know. These next two I purchased together because I wanted to do this video, so I already had one of them on the way, and I went ahead and ordered this one that I'm gonna talk about next because I didn't own it, so I just wanted to have a little bit more from Ariana. So this one is Ariana Grande REM, and this one I am keeping the little holder that it comes in because I absolutely love crystals. I put crystals around my house to decorate. I really love crystals. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved crystals. When I used to go to my dad's house for summers, right next to their house, it was like a big hill with a lot of dirt there, and if you went there you would find beautiful quartz. So this just reminds me of my childhood, and I am definitely gonna be keeping the holder. I think it's just glam, it's beautiful, it's shiny, it's like super girly looking, and then the bottle is right here. And this one is the 1.7 fluid ounce. So the main accords for this one are sweet, powdery, fruity, lavender, caramel, and salty. Top notes are zephyr, caramel, salt, fig, and quince. Middle notes are lavender and pear blossom, and the base notes are musk, tonka bean, and sandalwood. I have always smelled this one when I go to the PX in the military base. They always have the tester there, and I always spray it on myself, but I never bought it until recently. The opening is this fresh lavender that will put you in like a zen mood. It's very relaxing. It's a very nicely done lavender, and it is just very aromatic in the opening. So this one is, to me, is very different from all the other ones where they tend to be very sweet, very fluffy and creamy and girly. This one is a little bit more on the fresh side. That lavender is beautiful. I really, really like it. But I will say that I have a fragrance in my collection that smells almost identical to this one in the dry down, and I didn't realize it until I went to Fragrantica and I started reading up on this one, and I saw the section where they compare it to another fragrance, and they said that these two smell very similar. This is Replica's Coffee Break, and let me tell you guys, if you have been wanting to either try Coffee Break, or you feel like maybe it's too pricey, you don't want to spend that much on Coffee Break, this fragrance, the dry down, is so similar to Coffee Break. There is no coffee in this one, that's the only difference, but there's tonka bean, so it still has like that feeling of Coffee Break. They both have lavender in there, so they're very similar to each other. If you own them both, smell them and let me know what you think, but it's only once they're all the way fully dried down. So this Coffee Break does not open the same way as this one. Let me spray it here. Yeah, Coffee Break opens up with that coffee. So in the opening, this one's going to open up straight up lavender, aromatic. This one opens up with that coffee note, but then that coffee kind of starts simmering down, and then that's where you get the similarities because they're both very heavy on the lavender. So I really like it though. It's a really nice scent. to wear to bed, to wear around the house, to wear on the daily, just running errands, having lunch. It's just a very nice fragrance that is not going to offend anyone. It's not too strong. Really, really nice. And then the last one that I have from the Ariana Grande line is the latest release, and this is Cloud Intense. And I just finished filming the review on this one, so I'm just going to go over this one pretty quickly. The main accords are sweet, musky, amber, woody, lactonic, vanilla, coconut, and powdery. Top notes are lavender, bergamot, and pear. Middle notes are whipped cream, coconut, praline, and vanilla orchid, just like the original. And then the base notes is where it changes. You have ambroxan and cashmerean added to the fragrance, along with woodsy notes and musk. I prefer this one without the cloud. I like the white bottle with the little cloud cap. I think it looks cuter like this. And you guys, this one is gorgeous. This one is just more toned down in that lavender, and you're getting more of those creamy, woody notes with a beautiful pear that comes out for just a little bit. It doesn't stay in the dry down, but it just has the most feminine, gorgeous, creamy. It's just so nice. It's like if they just took cloud and made it even better. And I definitely prefer this one over the original cloud. They're both beautiful, but I really like how the lavender is a little bit toned down in this one, so it is just amazing. So that is my Ariana Grande perfume collection. Those are the ones that I own. I know that there are a few others. I just haven't bought them. So I've never owned Moonlight. Moonlight is fruity, sweet, floral, powdery, vanilla, fresh, woody, and rose. If I see that one, I'll pick it up, but that one has plum and blackcurrant in the opening, and I'm not the biggest fan of plum, and I don't have the best luck with plum, so sometimes I'll get a fragrance that has plum and it's amazing, so I still have to give it a try. But it also has marshmallow, it has peony, and then the base notes, it's vanilla, sandalwood, and amber. So I might pick that one up soon just to try it out. There's Thank You Next 2.0, which is very hard to get. That one was released at Walgreens, and this one is sweet, fruity, woody, powdery, and musky. And this one has wild strawberry, apple juice, and pomegranate. That is so unique as the opening notes. And then you have white orchid and jasmine, and the base notes are marshmallow, musk, and sandalwood. That sounds like it would smell amazing. And then there's a few others that I have never owned. Sweet Like Candy limited edition, which is a red bottle, and Ariana Grande Frankie. So she has a few more that I need to look into, but overall, Ariana Grande is one of my top celebrity fragrance lines. I feel like they just come out with bangers every single time. They make you feel like you're not wearing a celebrity fragrance at all. And I definitely recommend, if you are getting into fragrances, if you want to try celebrity fragrances out, to look at her line, because it's definitely worth it. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, what is your favorite Ariana Grande fragrance? And let's go ahead and let's talk in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles